Content warning. This episode includes foul language and discussion of violence. Listener discretion is advised.
Hi, Cassie.
Hi, Caitlyn.
This is PNW Haunts and Homicides.
Hi, creepy people.
Hello. Okay, as per usual, struggling to shuffle the cards.
Watching Caitlyn struggle to shuffle the cards. We're doing our usual tarot reading to start the episode for a little deeper insight into our topic today.
Okay.
She's doing it.
I got a real workout there. I'm like starting to fog up my glasses.
Woohoo!
Situation.
Steamy.
Yeah, it's roasty toasty in here. I always preheat the room and it's like a Papa Murphy's pizza in here. Okay, I'm gonna give it one more go because I think it's we're close. There we go. Okay,
Feeling it.
Now I'll cat him. Should I hold him up for you, Cassie? We're zooming, which is unusual for us. But should I cut it? Yeah.
Yes. I felt it.
I like that you were ready to go along with me on this.
I'm always ready to go along with you.
She could sense I was not about to shuffle it. Okay. So we've got the Seven of Cups, and in a rare occurrence, it has actually
It's upright.
It's decided to land upright. That's
nice.
Deep sigh, and it's upright. Okay, so Seven of Cups is love, spiritual wisdom, money, success, power. It seems like all the treasures are just out there waiting for you to grab. You're so big that you're in the clouds and totally out of touch with reality. It's time to step back down to earth and do the hard work required to be mentally healthy. Only then can those big dreams become attainable. Okay, so here's she pretty.
She is pretty.
Getting a little ring light reflection there. Should we go to the big book? Do we feel like we need some?
Maybe. What was in all of the cups? Was there something different in each cup on that card?
See. Yeah, there was. Can you see them?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, they're so cute.
I like that.
Yeah. I think it's kind of a representation of each of the things that kind of are brought up in the cards as being the symbolic things in it. Oh, and I just turned right to the Seven of Cups, which...
She's a witch.
Okay, so divinatory meanings in our big book, because we're looking for some more insights. Fairy favors, images of reflection, sentiment, imagination, things seen in the glass of contemplation. Some attainment in these degrees, but nothing permanent or substantial is suggested. So I'm going to just grab my contemplation device here.
Mine too.
Yep. Yeah, it's as good as I speculated. Excellent.
Are y'all?
Hello? Hello?
Are y'all drinking wine?
Caitlyn, who is that?
Court?
Guys?
Courtney,
What are y'all doing here? Amanda? Hi.
Cassie?
Hey.
Hi.
Hey, guys. What's up?
The fuck are y'all doing here?
What are you doing here?
Am
This
I
is
a
our
witch?
show.
This is our show.
What?
Oh yeah. Amanda, I needed to brief you. I'm so sorry. We're doing a collaboration episode.
Oh. Well, thanks for letting me know.
Yeah, sorry. I think I forgot about that.
I know. Yeah, must be all the wine.
How'd you get our Zoom link?
You know what? I think y'all must have hacked in, but that's okay. I did name this episode without knowing that we were going to do this, and it is called a Witchy Whimsical Winter Special.
Ooh.
Hey, creepy people.
I love that. So we are excited because A Nefarious Nightmare and PNW Haunts and Homicides has finally, it's taken like 800 years, but finally gotten together via Zoom and Bonfire. That's just a bonfire this time. To make this collaboration episode for you guys. So we welcome all. Everybody come sit around the fire. Kumbaya. Do your thing.
I'm pulling up a log right now.
Yeah.
Well, you know, it's really funny that you mention a log because in our last episode, that's actually going to be airing tomorrow, per recording, we talk about a shit log. So that's cool.
It's not that kind of log.
Very Christmas.
Part was, I was about to say, what is that?
Yeah. I immediately thought of shit logs. That's
Well, no,
They
so
can
the
make
shit.
jokes for all.
You'll hear the episode, but basically the shit log, Amanda talks in full depth about how like these kids will beat the crap out of this log. Literal crap comes out of this log. But it's actually like, instead of crap, it's like presents. It's food. Oddly.
Yeah, it's very strange, but
Yeah.
each their own.
That sounds fun.
I'm getting sort of a Mr. Hanky vibe.
Yes! Dude, I got that vibe also, and I really wanted to say it, but I was like, what the hell is his name? Mr. Handy? Mr. what? And then you said Mr. Hanky. I was like, yes.
I think Mr.
Yep.
Handy would be for something else.
Well, we did talk we did brush up on masturbation a little bit too.
Wow.
But that was because of like Mama Flogger, Daddy Flogger.
You got to touch on masturbation a little bit,
She said touch on masturbation.
It's all in the name.
You know, Cassie coming through with the dad jokes.
It wasn't Caitlyn this time. Imagine that.
Rare,
I
but
stole her thunder.
yeah. Oh god.
It's so funny because Caitlyn and I are the dad joke aficionados of our podcasts, and then Amanda and Cassie are like, they're more chill and laid back, and they kind of keep us grounded. It's also funny because Caitlyn and I have found out, both have ADHD. So that's cool. So basically, how this beautiful friendship has blossomed was through the Keep It Weird podcast, right?
Mm-hmm.
How much do we love Ashley and Lauren?
Kind of a lot.
Just a little.
This much.
And she's holding her arms out like real wide, so.
Oh right, podcasting isn't a visual medium.
No.
We forget that.
We forget that too. It's
Almost
quite all
every
right.
week.
I'm like, do you see this?
Usually it's me.
Yeah, Amanda and I are always like, man, we wish we could see, like, everybody could see the looks on our faces right now. And then,
We shock each other sometimes.
do what?
I said, we do shock each other sometimes.
Oh, man. I live to shock people. Sometimes I just want to reach people by the throat and be like, fucking listen to me. So that's why I do true crime, because, it's like, I'm gonna say whatever the hell I feel like is on my mind, but I mean, at least you're listening, right? So if it means like it's a dad joke, or I don't know, talking about masturbation, like, Cassie was bringing up.
Yeah, I brought it up.
Cassie totally brought that up. Like, it had nothing to do with Mommy and Daddy Flogger. So yeah, and then speaking of Cassie now is the proud owner of Nefarious Nightmare merch.
I am. I got a t-shirt where there's zombies. I don't know if anyone's going to video it.
Nobody is.
Okay.
But
And I just went way away from my mic, so you probably can't hear what I said anyway. But
totally okay.
And you got a sticker.
Yep, and a sticker.
So I guess
What
I need
did you
to.
name him? Frederick?
It's Sir Frederick.
Sir Frederick. Yeah.
We need to send something to Caitlyn also.
No, I'm holding out because I put stuff on my Christmas list and I was like, damn it, why did I do that? Because I want to order it now. And I'm like, really shot myself in the foot here. What was it?
I really want a PNW Haunts and Homicides. What the fuck? Homicides t-shirt. So
They're coming.
Yeah.
yeah, I need to.
It is quite the undertaking.
Well,
Working on it.
as soon as that link comes out, Courtney's on it.
Yes. Amanda will be too.
And Amanda,
Oh, yes.
so
I do also. Yeah, go ahead.
yeah, no, you go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to give a shout out to Ryan Murphy for
Oh.
the awesome intro music.
Yes, Ryan RCX Murphy. Oh, thank you for mashing up our intro. That we had no idea we were going to do this episode, as y'all heard in the intro.
We were oddly prepared, though, considering.
Yeah, I know. And then like the fact that like that money came out of my PayPal account, and I was like, well, who the hell is this? And then this like really cool song just showed up in my email, and but yeah. And then so what are we doing this episode about?
Oh, is that me? Oh. So this episode, we kind of talked about it, and we want to do kind of like a witchy vibe, you know, from the title. So we were gonna do like the 4 elements, like fire, water, air, and earth.
The
I got 'em all.
Watchtowers.
Yes, and then we learned something new about the Watchtowers. Courtney informed us because she is a pro witch, or former pro witch.
Yeah, that's a whole nother episode. But basically, you call upon the Watchtowers. There was one, actually, fun fact, real quick before we run out of time. One quick little like verse that people are more than welcome to use is, "I call upon the Watchtowers of the north and the east and the south and the west. I would like to be blessed." And then you go on with your elements. So that used to work. But, for those of you that's not into, like, the whole witchy vibe, that's cool. I mean, think about, I don't know, Captain Planet. He's our hero. Gonna take pollution down to 0. Earth, air,
Powers
fire.
combined.
Yeah, earth, air, fire, water, and heart. So,
Aww.
yeah.
Can I do it?
I got a heart for everybody. We all got heart. Oh, we need a picture of that.
Oh.
Too bad I
Screenshot it
don't.
later on.
Yeah, we need to like, you know what? We need Ryan to come in and just like take pictures of all of us doing this because we can't use or I can use my.
I know.
toe.
How do you? I'm like, how can I? No.
Nope.
Shit. I need both of my hands for the heart.
I'm gonna use my toe. No, I'm kidding. So I just got a foot cramp doing that, but yeah.
Oh my god.
That was fun. Cramps. Am I right? We talked about cramps. We talked about Krampus and how.
Krampus.
Yeah. So from now
And
on.
I did actually interview somebody who celebrates that, but it was after we already talked about it.
Did you tell your?
So
did
I'll
you
do
tell?
an update.
Did you tell her that I was actually? It's a her, right? She's
Yes.
a her. Okay. Did you tell her that I was actually going to start naming my time of the month Krampus?
I need to.
Because every
Perfect.
every month I'm going to get a greeting card from Krampus.
I love it still.
But it's true. Like, and then the Krampus run.
Krampus run, yeah.
Yeah, we're not going to run the Krampus run. We're just going to.
Lay on the couch.
And we're gonna eventually, when we get rich and famous, we're gonna have like a Krampus run where basically people will literally run, and we will poke them with sticks to make them run faster, and all of the proceeds will go to charity.
Aww.
But we're still gonna beat the crap out of them with sticks. I mean, it's gonna be fun. So
It's all for
It's gotta be
charity,
fun
so
for
it's
you.
do what?
I said it's gotta be fun for you.
I said, but you know what though? It is still a selfless act because it's going to charity. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Do
gonna
you need a waiver for selfless acts?
Yeah, but I mean, if people complain that it hurts, I'll be like, but you're doing this for the kids. So,
For the children.
for the children. So,
Oh my goodness.
sorry guys, I am still like high off of that episode. That was a great fucking episode. But yeah. All right. So with that, we will go ahead and get started with Caitlyn. And so Caitlyn's going first.
I guess that's right.
What's your element?
It's earth, dirt.
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 I know, how very unlike me. Crystals weren't one of the choices I could make, so.
Aw. Crystals of the earth, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's basically, yeah, it was like the closest thing.
There you go.
This is just dumb luck that it happened to line up. So today we are going to be talking about ghost cattle.
Ooh.
Ghost.
Yeah. I know Cassie's like, excuse me? It's not what you think, Cassie, I swear.
Better not be.
It's not what it looks like. All right, you guys, I'm going to get right into it. In the summer of 2019, long before COVID shutdowns, what feels like a lifetime ago, Lost Valley Farm had been sitting empty and abandoned for several months already. It was once home to 30,000 cows, and the owner had contracted to supply the household name Tillamook and its beloved cheese-making facility.
I love Tillamook.
Yeah!
The best.
You go to Tillamook and you go and eat all the cheese and you eat all the ice cream.
And so you have a
all
bellyache.
Yeah.
Oh, Tillamook.
And then everybody farts in the car on the way home.
Take those lactate pills or whatever.
Activia.
Yeah. You don't even have to be lactose intolerant for it to be a problem. Let's be honest.
No.
By February of 2019, the Oregon State Legislature was considering a number of environmentally focused bills in direct response to the environmental damage that was wrought by Lost Valley Farms in Morrow County.
Wow.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
The dairy began operating on what was formerly the Boardman Tree Farm in April of 2017. Fun fact, courtesy of Columbia Insight, and I quote, while the mega dairy was producing more than enough milk to build a bridge made of extra sharp cheddar over the Columbia, it was also making a colossal mess.
Uh-oh.
This visual gets better, you guys, or worse.
Oh no.
A colossal mess, the kind that only tens of thousands of mooing, crapping cattle can create.
They wrote that.
Oh, they did.
That's awesome.
I know. Quite a picture painted.
I'm just thinking of cheese mess in my head. Cheese mess. And then I'm
You're
remembering.
welcome.
Yeah, no, but like the thing is like I used to have gauged ears, and you know what? Let's just move on. Let's continue. Let's just not go there.
You know what? That's fair. Moving on. Getting right back into the swing of it. So what gives? Inspectors from the Oregon Department of Agriculture had visited the farm nearly every week during the 18 months when it was operating and found that the operation was unable to manage the waste it was generating. Remember all those crapping cattle?
Shitting cows.
It was contaminating nearby groundwater on a regular basis. As a result, Lost Valley Farms racked up approximately $198,000 in civil penalties related to non-compliance between October 2017 and August the following year.
Wow.
Man.
Yeah.
That's shit.
Kind of a lot.
That's
I
some
don't
shit.
have any civil penalties against me, but I gather that's a lot.
Oh,
That's a lot.
Yeah.
More than I
An
got.
unusual amount.
more than I want.
Yeah. The massive amount of mounting penalties and egregious violations eventually led the ODA to seek injunctive relief. They're like, y'all, you just really keep fucking up hard. So we're going to do more than just talk now.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. You know, eventually. The state reached a settlement with Lost Valley Farms after the owner agreed to remove over 20 million gallons of manure from the property by June 1st.
Wow.
Where do they put
totally
it?
doable.
I was about to say, where does it go?
Great question. I don't think they had a plan.
They could have grown like
Or-
mushrooms, right?
That would have been excellent.
You know, if they'd grown mushrooms, like psychedelic mushrooms.
Yeah.
Any kind of mushrooms.
Yeah.
I love mushrooms. Let's make all
Mushrooms
of
are
the
great.
mushrooms.
Out of the poop.
Oh, man.
Amanda, are you squeezing poop right now?
I am.
A little rainbow poop squishy guy.
Aww.
I am squeezing poop.
It's almost like she knew this was coming.
Yeah.
Who tipped her off?
My child.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
man.
All right, so you guys, he promises to move all of this crap.
Right.
However, he failed to hold up his end of the bargain and filed for bankruptcy instead. This led to the resignation of the dairy manager, also prompting Tillamook Creamery to cancel its contract with the dairy. Because, you don't want to associate with that.
No, Tillamook can't have a scandal.
Exactly.
Poor
A wholesome
Tillamook.
family brand. This left the farm without a buyer for the milk it produced or a manager for the cows.
Wow.
Cows apparently need a manager.
Yeah, they're unruly.
Yeah.
Those cows.
Yeah. Get it together.
Get it together.
Yeah. Finally, the dairy announced plans to shut down its operation and it was put up for auction.
Wow.
Just a few problems. Court documents would reveal some startling facts about the operation. The dairy began operations with a surprising lack of equipment. There was no way for it to measure how much feed was delivered or to store feed properly. There was no place for newborn calves, which had to be shipped to California to be raised and then shipped back to Oregon.
That's
Wow.
sounds expensive.
Yeah.
Right. There was no hospital barn to house sick animals. The waste management system was broken and employees weren't properly trained on it. Duh.
Yeah.
Which led to leaking manure in an environmentally sensitive area.
Ugh.
Oh no.
So
one likes leak-
that's that, and then there's also like the whole like potential, if not already, like animal cruelty.
Right.
Ah,
There's a lot going on in this firm.
you had me at baby cows, man. I
know.
want to hold one. I want a baby cow.
Yeah. This was really hard. I have family that moved back to Montana where my mom and all of her siblings were born. And they had a really rough winter where they lost a couple of calves. And they brought one of the baby calves in and put it in front of the fireplace in their house. So this is, it's diametrically opposed to like everything about farms, about like, I couldn't with this. So I feel like you're getting a glimpse into the dark side of these massive farms.
Yeah.
And does anybody else suddenly feel like they might be inexplicably lactose intolerant?
A little bit.
Yeah.
I am, so it works.
I was totally planning on eating some ice cream after this, and
Yeah.
I'm just gonna be honest with you. I probably still will, but like,
Okay.
you know, this.
All right, Court, let me ask you this though.
Yes.
Are you feeling so good about it that you're ready to get into the dairy business?
No, fuck that.
Oh, okay. All right. Well,
No, I want those cows to be okay. Listen, I want to be able to eat my dairy from a happy cow. Does that make sense?
I'm a happy cow.
A
Yeah.
happy cow.
Cows.
Like Kerrygold.
Yeah, Kerrygold.
Yeah.
Girl,
And then just
Kerrygold.
don't eat veal.
I don't touch that.
Oh,
anyway.
I don't eat veal.
I don't think I've ever had it. I have to hold
I have.
judgment until I taste it.
It just
It's
makes
really good, actually, but
It's delicious.
I consciously just
It's-
can't.
It just feels horrible. Yeah. I don't.
Oh, I kind
We're
of want
gonna
to go
get back
wake.
into it.
Yeah, let's get back into it because I
into it.
kind of
I
want to
can't
wake
think
my
like
child
that.
up and hold her. So
Yeah.
not that she's a baby cow, just she's a baby. She's a baby. Okay, let's get back into it. Okay.
Oh my gosh. All of this left a troubling question when the property was put up for auction. Who would be crazy enough to buy a facility that would require an investment in the millions to become both operational and compliant once again, especially when it came with such a checkered past? As we all know, court has already passed. Ms. Fenner is not interested in this property. Moving on.
Right.
Yeah.
Court. I get it.
Yeah.
Court.
I liked it.
So many dad jokes.
Yeah.
No,
Oh, you're about to get another one.
Okay,
Oh.
let's go.
Thank Good Stuff Northwest for this next highly debatable fun fact. With some 47 million gallons of liquid manure still remaining on site, which one source estimated would fill 71 Olympic swimming pools, what could compel someone to take on this task? I have the answer. Don't worry.
Yeah, I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, so who's buying this farm? 71 Olympic swimming pools full of manure.
Not Court.
Yeah, not Court. Hard pass.
Not Amanda.
Yeah. Hard pass from this whole collaborative team.
Right.
All right. Cody Easterday of Easterday Farms of Pasco, Washington fit the bill and reportedly paid over $66 million to acquire the property.
Fucking A.
Wow.
Did he get a discount?
If that's the discounted rate, I guess none of us were real serious contenders in the first place. But as it turned out, there was one very clear reason to do so, and that's the water rights. The irrigation rights for growing crops on the several thousand acres of land are in place and very valuable, said Ivan Maluski, policy director for Friends of Family Farmers, an organization that had been involved in fighting against Lost Valley Farm since it was first proposed due to a lack of regulation and oversight on the part of the state.
Wow.
It's almost like they saw this coming. So weird. Yeah. So problem solved, right?
Probably not.
Oh.
Not so fast. You see, it seems that despite the Oregon Department of Agriculture, that's the ODA, having issued a letter of satisfaction for the cleanup at Lost Valley Farm, the controversy was far from over. Leaps and bounds away. Countless miles, in fact. Entering the picture now, ghost cattle.
Ghost cattle.
Ghost cattle.
Oh, wow.
All right. Now, as previously discussed, this is not secretly a story about a bizarre agriculture-based haunt. That's Cassie's department.
Yeah.
This was a scandal that would come to be known as Cattlegate.
That's great.
Cattlegate.
My whole case is just dad joke after dad joke.
Don't you know it?
Don't you know?
I
You
love
betcha.
it. Cattlegate. So I have a feeling that we're going to have to hashtag Cattlegate after this episode.
Probably. This is so wild, Court. I know we talked like really cursory about what this case was, but
Yeah.
hold on to your butts. In a stunning turn of events, Cody Easterday pleaded guilty to one count of wire fraud and agreed to pay $244 million in restitution to multiple claimants. To whom and for what crime? Well, none other than the gigantic food conglomerate Tyson. Because you can't take advantage of them, you guys.
Oh, her reactions.
While they've certainly had their fair share of controversy, this would be a completely different kind. Easterday made up fictitious cattle and billed Tyson for both their care and feeding for several years.
Ghost cattle.
Ghost cattle.
Ghost cattle.
It makes sense.
It
Yeah.
does.
Now, on the one hand, I'm impressed by the inventiveness of the scam. And at least he wasn't scamming one of the little guys, right?
Right.
Yeah.
The guys, this was a big freaking deal.
Yeah.
He defrauded Tyson out of $233 million and another company that actually, I believe, still remains unnamed out of $11 million by billing them for cattle he never actually bought or fed.
Tillamook.
I repeat.
It had to be Tillamook.
Ghost cattle.
Oh.
Here's another one, okay? The ghost herd scenario This is some 200,000 cattle that did not exist, has led to several lawsuits and bankruptcies by Easter Day Ranches, Inc. and Easter Day Farms.
Wow.
Easter Day's farm had delivered cattle to Tyson's processing plant in Pasco, but apparently he thought they totally wouldn't notice. Not really sure where. What could go wrong? The full extent of the fallout from one of the largest cattle swindle schemes in U.S. history remains to be seen as U.S. District Judge Stanley Bastian in Richland, Washington, approved resetting sentencing to January 24th. Easter Day has been scheduled to be sentenced since early October.
This
What
year?
I've read, what's that?
This year?
Yes.
Oh.
What I've read indicates that Easter Day's sentencing has been postponed twice to give him more time to help liquidate his family's farming and ranching operations and raise money for Tyson and his other creditors. Tyson's like, so we don't take IOUs.
Yeah.
Yeah. He faces up to 20 years in prison.
Good.
That's according to the Justice Department.
Needs a little bit more years in prison, but good.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, then you're not going to be happy about this next part.
Oh, shit.
However, it's worth noting that Easter Day will likely see much less prison time based on federal sentencing guidelines.
But the cows, the fucking cows, man.
Oh, the cow.
I know.
And then whenever you say
I
Easter
am-
Day, I am seeing this guy who has like a real fancy like top hat and like a mustache with like the waxy curls, and he's like got a gut, and he's like, oh, cows, you know? Please tell me he looks like that.
It's like probably about 40% correct. We'll
Oh.
split the difference, call it 50.
Does he
Okay.
have bunny ears?
Does he have what?
Bunny ears?
Oh, I don't think so.
Easter Day. But I was thinking like Professor Easter Day.
Today.
Easter Day.
What will happen to the ranch, which I think we can all agree is perhaps not haunted, but probs super cursed,
Yeah.
remains to be seen. Tyson is still duking it out in court, and to be honest, I didn't find that piece of the story all that interesting when I dug into the details because fuck you, Tyson.
Yeah, thank you, Tyson.
Whatever the final decision is could have some big implications, but we're just not there yet. So why would someone do all this?
Yeah. Why?
Money laundering?
Much of the money went to fund Easter Day's habit of speculating on the futures market, where he lost more than $200 million.
Wow.
Talk about karma.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Easter Day had also defrauded the CME Group, which operates the world's largest financial derivatives exchange.
Wow.
So they're pretty good with numbers, I'd bet. And I think that was probably a really bad idea. Easter Day submitted falsified paperwork to CME that resulted in the company exempting Easter Day ranches from otherwise applicable position limits in live cattle futures contract.
Wow.
Just
Wait,
so
what?
much yikes. I know. Well, okay, so futures are kind of a complicated investing instrument. Basically what you're betting on is what the price of certain things will be, and there are limitations that are set based on credit worthiness, I believe is a piece of that. There's a number of things that go into it, blah 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 blah, so
Yeah.
boring, blah 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 blah. The Big Short, blah 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 blah. So he basically falsified the paperwork so that he could do this, trading without those limits that should have applied. And I think now we know why they should have applied.
Yeah.
So, which is funny because my next line is, which if you don't understand that completely, well, that makes two of us.
I have to say something real quick.
Yeah.
The tarot that y'all did in the beginning was totally talking about this case.
Really?
Totally talking about this case.
We'll go back. I totally agree. Yeah.
Yeah.
It makes sense since she did the tarot reading. Like her case vibes were in it. So
Yeah. it's
All right.
crazy.
So I've got like 5 to 7 sentences. Counting's
for it.
also hard.
I need the exact number of sentences you have left.
Yeah. All the words, all the letters. Word count.
Sorry.
You're good.
Suffice to say, this guy had his hands in a little bit of everything, and apparently none of it was above board. So I think our takeaways this week are recycle, clean up after yourself. Also, maybe don't lie, cheat, and then on top of it, steal from Peter to pay Paul. It's not a good plan. And it's not a good look when you inevitably get caught. Also, guys, maybe check out the Animal Legal Defense Fund and consider donating if you can, so they can keep the USDA and other agencies honest about what they're doing in the world, like attempting to slaughter thousands of geese in Denver despite widespread public outcry.
Wow.
And that, my friends, is coming from a well-documented hater of geese. They're very mean.
They
I'm
are
not a
mean.
monster, though.
No, you're not a monster. I can agree. Geese are fucking assholes.
Really?
I was
mean.
actually attacked by one as a toddler.
Oh,
So I have very vivid memories. Oh, yeah. No, we'll get into it after this.
I got your back, girl. I got your back. Geese are,
So.
asshole geese.
Asshole geese.
Yeah.
So just a friendly reminder to all of you creepy people to please make donations to organizations doing the important work when you can. Stay informed and do what you can to make the world a better place. Because crime comes in many forms aside from homicide,
Yep.
as do haunts.
Yep.
Researching this story was far scarier than I ever would have predicted.
You did a great job.
I have a question, Kate.
Yes, Cassie.
Did they ever clean up the poo-poo?
I know.
Where'd the poo-poo go?
Where did people go?
They use it
Amanda-
as fertilizer.
This is where you would pull up your like squishy poo poo.
Yeah, come on, Amanda. Show us the poo-poo.
Here. It's like
They used the remainder to make her squish.
It's like an animal rainbow poop.
Yeah.
I don't know what type
wow.
of animal that is, but
It's a rubber ducky poop.
Or a leopard.
Yeah.
this is what my goddaughter got my son for his birthday.
Aww.
So, Caitlyn, you had said something about how you had, I don't remember the exact sentence because, you know, ADD, but like you had said something about how you had his hands in like pies. So I think what we can all glean from this is don't put your hand in cow pies. So, all right. So
At least pies that don't belong to you.
yeah, dump the pies.
Do whatever you want with your own cow pies.
Make
We're not here to
mushrooms.
judge.
I mean, just don't rub it all over your face or something. I don't know why I said that, but we'll go with it. So, cow pies, huh? So, who is next? Is that...
I think you are, Court.
Yeah.
Is it me?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay, so mine is a haunted one. So, shocker. Tell me something. Do you guys have like a Lady of the Lake legend where you're at?
Yes.
Ooh, yeah.
We do.
Yeah. So does
I think
everybody.
more than one.
I think everybody does, yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody in this world has a Lady of the Lake story. So here's mine. Okay, the Lady of the Lake, or Lady of White Rock Lake, which is a man-made lake created in 1910 as a result of drought concerns. And then in 1911, a dam was built, and by 1915, the lake completely filled up with water. It's located close to the Lakewood and Lake Highlands areas of North Dallas, here in Texas. In case people didn't know, we have a Dallas. So does Georgia. Apparently, we're the better Dallas. And
Yeah, of course.
the Lady of the Lake is a very well-known legend here in DFW. So I want to preface this and say that I feel like I said, every major city in the U.S. has a quote-unquote Lady of the Lake type of legend based off of stories that I've heard fucking everywhere. But, for some reason, maybe it's because of the whole quote-unquote everything is bigger in Texas bullshit. This legend has stuck like gorilla glue to your head. And if y'all... if y'all didn't catch that joke, I'm referencing the whole fiasco that happened. I think it was last year where lady kind of glued her hair with the gorilla.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I love
That sounded
it.
terrible.
yeah, I think
So horrible.
I think she was trying to actually like file a lawsuit against Gorilla Glue.
Did.
I mean,
I don't think she won.
What did you think that it was gonna do?
they didn't say not to put it in your hair.
I think that was her argument. But you know, yeah, that has nothing to do with the Lady of the Lake. It's just don't put fucking Gorilla Glue in your hair, or you might just end up on this podcast. But yeah, to keep our story straight and make it less confusing, since there's a lot of Lady of the Lake legends going forward, I'm just going to strictly refer to this as Lady of White Rock Lake. So, the backstory of this Lady of White Rock Lake, it began in the early 1940s. A romance had blossomed between a young couple, and like many young people who want to neck, you know, in the privacy of their car, they had parked by the shore of White Rock Lake. So basically, you know, I'm imagining a lover's lane, which oddly, you know, we have a literal road named Lover's Lane that's not too far.
I was going to say, hey.
Yeah.
Hey.
But I'm imagining like a lover's lane, a young couple snuggling, you know, making out, you know, getting to second base because it's the 40s and they don't ever make it to third base. But, you know, then all of a sudden they turn their headlights on. There's this young girl who's wearing all white. She's standing in their view and she's dripping wet. She then speaks to them, quote unquote, "I'm sorry to intrude, and I would not under any other circumstances, but I must find a way home immediately. My boat overturned. The others are safe, but I must get home." So, yeah. So the young couple had offered...
thank you.
Yeah. Well, you know, it gets better. So the young couple had offered her a ride, probably shocked and a little confused, maybe terrified because what the fuck? And the girl accepts. She climbs into the rumble seat, saying that she didn't wish to get the seat wet. She offers up an Oak Cliff address, which is another suburban area in Dallas, Oak Cliff, you know. And they start to drive. When they turn to ask her for directions, she had disappeared, leaving nothing but a wet puddle in the rumble seat.
Why? You're just making a mess.
Did she fall off?
Bitch.
Maybe she had to pee. So,
Oh my gosh, don't let me piss her off. I'm sorry.
the couple decided to go ahead and go to the address. An older, sad man answers the door, and when the couple asks him about the lady, he says to them, quote, "This is a very strange thing. You're the third couple who has come to me with the story. 3 weeks ago, while sailing on White Rock Lake, my daughter drowned." So kind of sad. All accounts of this version, of this legend, were written by a woman named Anne Clark and went to be published in 1943. The Ghost of White Rock was included in Backwoods to Border, which was a publication by the Texas Folklore Society. Now, are y'all fucking ready for this shit? There's another version that I think Neiman Marcus, y'all know Neiman Marcus, but Neiman Marcus wanted to subliminally use it as an advertisement, and I feel that's fucking ridiculous. I used to work there. Neiman Marcus also sells things like $2,000 t-shirts. So, my late uncle used to call it needless markup, and instead of going into the whole... And instead of going to the whole history of Neiman Marcus and offering it more airtime, I'm just going to let y'all know that Neiman Marcus flagship is in Dallas. So, the Neiman Marcus version of this story goes like this, and y'all are going to just totally think it's ridiculous, and I'm going to agree with you. So, in 1953, Mr. and Mrs. Guy Malloy, who were directors of display at Neiman Marcus, spot a beautiful blonde girl in the middle of the road located near the lake in the beams of their headlights as if she had just walked up from a beach. Miss Malloy is noted as saying, "Stop, Guy. That girl seems in trouble. She must have fallen in that lake. Her dress is wet. You can tell that it's a very fine dress. She certainly got it at the store." The store being Neiman fucking Marcus, okay?
Oh, jeez.
So there's
1940s.
Oh, wait. There's a few problems with this. First of all, unless you're a psychopath, you're not going to question the dress someone's wearing if they're clearly distressed. Like, you're not going to be like, "Oh my gosh, that woman looks like she's gonna knip. It's gotta be because her dress is from Neiman Marcus." You're not gonna come across a scared, sad girl who's drenched and wonder, "Is that Gucci or Prada?" Just like you're not gonna come across a man who dies in a bad car accident and ignore the compound fracture and all the blood and be like, "Ooh, is that Sanya?" I bet he got it at Neiman Marcus. No. No.
Oh my God.
You're not going
And
to
if
do
it was
that.
from Target or something, like, are they not going to stop and help her? Like, oh, she's in a
Exactly.
Target.
Who gives a fuck? She's dead. You know?
Oh, no.
So, I mean, unless you're a psychopath. So, secondly, what if she got it at Saks Fifth Avenue or Nordstrom? You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think either of those stores existed in Dallas at that time. You know, maybe she got it on a trip or as a gift from her grandma who lived in, like, Seattle. Who fucking knows? As a
I
Texan.
don't know her story.
Yeah. As a Texan, I'm here to tell you. We aren't the only fucking state in the U.S. and Alaska beats us in size. But I don't see any Alaskan people at all. Our moose are huge. And God bless Alaska. There. Sorry for the tangent. So back to the thing. Okay, so the girl was not scared or sad like I suspected. No, in the Neiman Marcus version, she's friendly. So the way she's being described, it reminds me of like early Baywatch. You know, like, you know, they're saying she's a beautiful blonde. She just came from the beach and she's friendly. So, you know, imagine
Pamela?
like... Yeah. Imagine 1950s Pamela Anderson running slowly towards your headlights. Hi! You know? So basically, dead Pamela Anderson is asking for them to take her to an address in Lakewood near Gaston Avenue. It said that the girl didn't offer any explanation as to why she was soaking wet and that Mr. and Mrs. Malloy were afraid to ask her. So they just kind of let her into their back seat, you know, of their two-door sedan. You know, because everybody just lets people into their car. So Mrs. Malloy noticed that this girl's hair started... And she's just noticing everything about somebody's looks. I'm just like... Ugh. Okay, so she's noticing that this girl's hair started to dry in the night breeze, of course. And it's because of that Mrs. Malloy was sure that, just in case you're interested, that dress did indeed come from Neiman Marcus. So, yeah. Oh. I'm you guys, y'all could see me, but the listeners can't see me. I'm like eye rolling hard because fucking rich people, am I right? So,
Yeah. Correct.
So they started the car and turned to ask the girl where to, not where did you get that dress, because they were sure that it came from Neiman Marcus, just where to. And just like the original, yes, the original story, she saw nothing but a puddle in their back seat. And I'm sure Mrs. Malloy was concerned about the safety of the dress at this point. So
100% she was.
fucking
Yeah.
Spend
Absolutely.
So, here's where it's important, Jesus Christ. So, the Malloys go to this address, and they are met by a middle-aged man who said that this was his daughter, that she died 2 years prior to this because she fell off a pier and died in the lake. Oh, and he also mentioned in the story that she wore nothing but Neiman Marcus clothes, because of course she did.
Oh.
Of course she
Who
did.
That wasn't the real story.
But, I mean, who wouldn't wear anything but Neiman Marcus clothes? I mean, we all can afford... Like, I mean, we need to buy a... Listen, we're all just going to go to Neiman Marcus and buy $2,000 screen print t-shirts that we can easily get for, like, $10.
Yeah.
So...
As long as I can get some popovers.
Yeah, their popovers are pretty good, actually.
What's
But-
a popover?
It's basically like, it's a croissant with, like, something in... I forgot what's in it. I was pregnant when I worked there. But everything...
Oh, I thought we were talking about hoodies.
No, they also have like a little restaurant.
Yeah.
They make really good soup too.
Yeah.
We don't have that here.
Y'all, you know what? Y'all aren't missing shit, okay? I would say, imagine, I know y'all have a Nordstrom because Nordstrom originated in Seattle. I did used to work at Nordstrom also. I would say Nordstrom, but even more upscale, if you can imagine, you know?
Nordstrom Rack?
No, it's okay. Nordstrom, okay, so
Yeah,
there's Nordstrom
really.
Rack, and then there's Nordstrom, and then there's Neiman Marcus, and then there's Bergdorf Goodman. You know, it's just, it goes crazy. So,
The hierarchy.
So that version was featured in a book by Frank X. Tolbert. It was called Neiman Marcus, Texas, the story of the proud Dallas store.
Oh,
Now,
wow.
oh, yeah, everything's bigger in Texas, including the fucking upscale. Okay, now here's where one of the people who were believed to be haunting the lake Actually, there's two of them. In 1935, July 5th, a Mrs. Frank Doyle found a suicide note left by her sister by the name of Louise Ford Davis. She had previously lived in the Melrose Court Hotel. When Miss Doyle saw the note, instead of wondering where the fucking dress came from, she called the police. She alerted the police. She got in touch with the police, however you do it in 1935. She didn't send them a text or anything. She probably had to use like a rotary phone and dial the operator first. Maybe she even sent them a telegram. I don't know. She might have sent them a telegraph. I'm not.
It's going to take a couple days.
I mean, I'm not a history buff, but you know, the important thing is she didn't give a fuck about the dress because she's not a psychopath. The police then sent a squad of 7 cars rushed to White Rock Lake. They indeed found Mrs. Davis and said that if they had just been called maybe 3 to 5 minutes sooner, that they may have been able to save Mrs. Davis, who they speculated had been there 5 minutes before Detective Brian, who was mentioned prior in this story, dragged her to the shore. Another account of the supposed ghost of White Rock Lake is another lady who had committed suicide on November of 1942. Her name was Rose Stone of Mansfield, Texas, which is like just a few minutes away from like Fort Worth. And she was 35 years old. She was actually wearing a sweater and a skirt, and her body was discovered in 8 feet of water with a note pinned to her sweater asking that they notify her relatives in Fort Worth. Her hat and coat were later found on the shore. It's unclear as to whether or not they came from Neiman Marcus. So to this day, I feel like the stories are pretty much bogus, but they're worth mentioning because so many people believe in it. But my friend Mackenzie and I, we used to spend like countless nights just driving around White Rock Lake, trying to find this lady. Yeah, we wanted to find the lady, right? We never actually found the lady, but we did do like seances. We lit candles and incense on the piers and things like that.
Ooh, that sounds fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Actually, she would drive, and I would like sit in like the passenger seat with my feet hanging out the window, and somehow I didn't lose my feet because she would go kind of fast. But we would also take like Nag Champa incense and like put it in like the air conditioning part of her car so we could we just loved the fucking incense, like, you know. But yeah, you know, so we would do seances and shit, but you know, nothing came to fruition. So there's my story. Perhaps the Lady of White Rock Lake exists. Perhaps I am the Lady of White Rock Lake.
Ooh. What twist.
I think the Lady of all of the lakes currently in my apartment.
Well, technically I am in your apartment because we're on Zoom right now, but I always make jokes about how translucent I am. But now y'all know.
Hey everyone, I'm Mike.
And I'm Amy, and we are the Blood and Barrels podcast.
And we wanted to invite you to join us each week as we discuss true crime in different locations around the country.
Every episode, we feature beer, wine, or spirits from the area where the crimes occurred. But beware, Mike has a potty mouth.
So does Amy.
Nah.
So check us out on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, Stitcher, or wherever you listen to your podcasts.
You can learn more about the show at bloodandbarrels.com. We will see you there.
Hey, creepy people. This is PNW Haunts and Homicides. I'm Caitlyn.
And I'm Cassie.
Together, we explore stories of the paranormal and true crime throughout the Pacific Northwest. We're just two normal-ish friends who wanted more creepy, local stories. Our episodes start with a tarot reading to help us gain some insight on each topic as we share the facts of the case and our interpretations.
Come join us. We've got plenty of wine, laughs, and stories to share.
You can find our episodes featuring true stories from infamous as well as lesser-known true crime cases, like the murders in Tunnel 13 and Forest Park.
As well as our spooky stories from Pike Place in the Oregon Vortex on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, Stitcher, and many more.
For all of you that are listening, if you have any true crime or paranormal stories that you want us to share, maybe with the whole Pacific Northwest, they don't have to be from the Pacific Northwest if you would like to share. Email us at pnwhauntsandhomicides@gmail.com. It's all spelled out, no special characters.
Last but certainly not least, head over to Patreon to support the show, and we can provide even more creepy content. Have a creepy ass day.
Yeah, now y'all know. So,
Are you
Okay,
even there?
Casper.
I can't see you.
oh my gosh. Here I am. Okay, so who's next?
All right. Me.
It's you.
Wait, Cassie, shouldn't
Who's
you go
me?
first?
Just kidding.
Because it goes.
I have a paranormal story.
Oh, that's right. We decided to do it.
Every
By
other.
cases.
Oh, guys, by the
Yeah.
way, I meant to say that mine was water, by the way. So,
Oh yeah.
Oh fuck! I didn't say
I
what
think
mine
you did.
was, or did
okay,
I?
so
No.
just so everybody's clear, Caitlin's was earth, mine is water. Amanda,
And mine is air,
air.
right? Mine's air.
So,
All right. So I'm just going to jump into mine. And let's get this done. And
oh,
you guys,
real quick, by the way, I was supposed to like help her with pronunciations. I totally flipped on that one. I apologize, but I will have Amanda's back and say she's gonna do her best, and I will help. So,
I was just about to say, I'm going to butcher these names. And I apologize
Uh-oh.
in advance. It's not my language. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's a different
Well,
language.
Their name is. I mean,
Oh okay.
it's a foreign name.
Oh,
like
okay.
Yaz,
So it's not-
Yazdana something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yazdan.
Well, we can
Uh-huh.
attest to how many names and cities and things
Oh.
get mispronounced from the PNW.
You know what?
right.
And if I'm gonna say something, if people have a problem with it, we are very sensitive to people as it is, but we're human and we make mistakes.
Of course.
Except
Don't correct
I am-
us, I don't care.
I am a ghost, so I'm not quite a human, but you know,
Half and half.
it works.
Well, for any PNW cases that you guys cover, we are happy to provide our consulting
Yes.
service.
$100 an hour. Just kidding.
Is that what we're going for nowadays? All right. So it's I'm only going to say this one time, you guys, and then I'm not saying it again for the rest of the podcast because I'm not going to go through that. So it's the
Hold on, I gotta turn up my volume then.
Yazdanpanah family.
Okay, they're the Z family.
Correct.
This actually starts with a Y.
Oh, yeah, the Y family.
Wow.
Okay, it's YAZDANPANAH.
Yazdanpanah.
Perfect.
The Y family.
The Y family. All
Yeah.
right. Anyways, that family. So they're from Iran,
Okay.
and they settled in the Dallas-Fort Worth area decades before. So they've been pretty Americanized, I guess.
Okay.
So they had been fighting this couple, and I'm kind of going to do this one a little bit backwards. I'm going to kind of tell you guys what happened, and then I'm going to kind of go into the backstory.
Okay.
I'm flipping things. I'm
I
flipping
love it.
She's
Never
literally
bury the
flipping
lead.
the script.
All right. So him and his old lady been fighting a foreclosure and had declared bankruptcy on their home, which was like a 3,000 square foot house in, I believe, Colleyville. And the federal court records show Aziz, who was like the husband. He was placed on 3 years probation in 1996 after pleading guilty to one count of subscribing to a false income tax return. He was fined $1,000 and required to pay $30,119 in Wow. Yeah, there you go.
Lots of money crimes tonight.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. You know what? We just talked about this in another episode. If you are going to commit any other crime, make sure your taxes are
Yeah.
good.
Right? That'll
Yeah.
bust you fast. They're not going to mess around with their money.
Mm-mm.
So
Mm-mm.
Aziz, right, where I said he's the husband. He was 56 at the time that he walked into his wife's place, I think, dressed as Santa Claus. So it was Christmas morning, dressed in a Santa Claus, walked in, shot his estranged wife, Fatima, their 14-year-old son, Ali,
No.
My God.
their 19-year-old daughter, Nana,
Oh,
also killing his wife's sister, her husband, Muhammad, and their daughter, Sarah, who was
Fuck
22.
you, Mr. Y.
God.
Jeez.
Wow.
Yes.
Nothing good starts with a Santa suit, but I didn't think it was going to be that bad.
And don't worry, he turned the gun on himself and killed himself too. Yeah,
They always
Fucking
do.
coward. Okay, anyway.
exactly. So Aziz, now we're going to kind of backtrack a little bit, give you a little bit of history here. Aziz years ago told a friend that he and his brother-in-law Muhammad would both lie to their wives about these trips that they were taking. They'd get hotel rooms with prostitutes. Muhammad apparently told his wife that Aziz was doing this all by himself.
Men.
Of course, right? So
Wow.
this got
Lemonade hadn't come out yet.
right. I mean, that wife, she knows. So this is what they say primarily played a role in his separation from Fatima, along with, I'm sure, many other reasons. So that friend also told police that Aziz would probably have been deeply hurt that Muhammad and Fatima did not invite him to this Christmas party that they're having. That's why he came in here and shot it up.
Poor baby.
It's believed that Aziz felt his wife's sister was interfering with his marriage.
Oh, God.
So that's
How dare
why
she?
I think her family got it too, sadly.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah. Fatima had told her apartment manager that she had feared him, and she told a colleague that he did not take well to the impending divorce. At least one Colleyville neighbor of Aziz who went by, sorry guys, Aziz also goes by Bob.
What?
Okay. Bob the Builder.
Oh, no. He has
Literally?
a nickname. This
Stop
Colleyville
it.
neighbor says
He's ruined
we
it.
used to always call him Packing Heat Bob.
Oh, God.
What?
No.
Packing heat Bob.
I don't like
If
it.
that nickname doesn't tell you the state of Texas right now, I don't know. Pack and hate Bob.
You guys, this guy, Aziz, it's tainting Aziz
Dude,
Ansari
right?
for me. My dad's name is Bob. He's ruining
Okay, the
my
guy,
life.
my uncle that said needless markup, his name was Bob.
I mean, it is like one of the most common names.
Yeah,
but still.
my uncle Bob was actually married to another Bob. Like, yeah, it is a common name. So,
Aw.
I miss
I've known a Bobette.
Rest in peace. But anyway.
All right. Okay. So she said that he got this nickname because he had once spoken about carrying a gun because he was having problems with his daughter's boyfriends. That right there is kind of a red flag.
Yeah. A little bit.
Yeah.
So the first 911 call this Christmas Day came from inside the apartment at 11:36 a.m. A recording of the 911 call released revealed someone saying, "Help, help, I am shooting people." Police said those words were muffled by the caller's labored breathing, couldn't be heard by the dispatcher, but were audible when investigators used a different software for the system.
Oh.
What?
You're going to tell us what he said.
That's all he said.
No.
He was shooting people and he called saying, "Help me, I'm shooting people."
Yes.
That gave me chills whenever that, yeah. Ugh.
I don't
No.
I don't
Yeah.
like it.
Like you can't stop. Like,
No.
oh,
Like apparently he couldn't stop himself.
oh my god.
Right?
you can stop yourself.
sir.
Yeah.
Want that.
I
This guy pissed me off this week. So the first officers who responded to the call found a horrific scene at this apartment. 7 bodies were sprawled around the living room, and opened presents, torn wrapping paper. Television was on. One of the victims was wearing pajamas. All had been shot at least once in the head.
Wow.
But catch
They were
this.
opening gifts.
Yes. Like mid-morning Christmas. How awful is this guy?
Fucking.
oh.
And why
Fucking
have I never
Krampus.
heard of this story and I live in here?
Oh,
I would take Krampus over this guy, actually, but
Oh.
I a long
Yeah.
shot.
So the medical examiner's
Yikes.
office said that Bob's son,
Bob.
his daughter, and his niece Sarah and his sister-in-law were shot multiple times in the head each. So there was a lot of overkill.
Yeah.
I found those really
God.
strange. Like his sister-in-law, I understand because he blamed, but his son, daughter, and niece.
Yeah, I don't understand. There's a lot of true crime cases where people are like, they blame one person, but then they just kind of go crazy and just get them all, and it's just like, why, dude? You know?
Yeah.
So
So
fucked up.
Not a headspace that we're gonna really be able to inhabit, I think.
no, I don't. I mean, we
Hopefully
don't know
not.
anything because he's gone too.
Yeah, which really kind of infuriates me in any case because, like, and I want to clarify something earlier. Whenever you had said that, he, offed himself. When I said that he's a coward, I don't mean that people who do that are cowards. I'm saying that people who will take lives and livelihoods from other people and then in their own are the fucking cowards. So
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course. Yeah.
I mean, if I'm not gonna say. All right. So within hours of the massacre that had already gained international media attention, it became clear that Bob had been losing control of his life. The former real estate professional was out of work and struggling financially. He had apparently been unemployed for more than 10 years at the time of this Christmas Day. Yeah.
how old was
Wow.
56? 56.
he? Shit.
So his wife had left him in that 3,000 square foot house with no electricity, no running water, and very little furniture. I was like, good for her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This guy.
I mean, that's the recipe for a madman
Yeah.
if I've ever heard of
Yeah.
one, though.
And she did the right thing. That's what's sad about this one. She did the right thing. She got away from him.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the most
It
dangerous
is.
time, though. I think we know that whenever somebody tries to leave an situation, that's when they are distinctly in the most
Yeah.
danger.
100% agree.
Horrific. It's horrific. These people. So speaking of his wife, Fatima, a neighbor said that she was a very private person who did not speak with her coworkers very much about her personal life, and she was working 2 jobs to support her and her kids. A coworker who was close to her, Kimberly Garcia, told police she had several conversations with Fatima about how Aziz was not providing for the family as was his Muslim responsibility. That's a quote.
I mean, that's a tough one because, I mean, she's working 2 jobs, and that's in very stark contrast to him having been unemployed for
Years.
10
Yeah.
years. Those are pretty extreme.
To me, if you're, not to diss anybody out there, but if you're unemployed for 10 years,
Then there's something wrong.
there's something wrong with you, not the other way around.
Yeah.
No
Somebody
matter
will.
what the job market
no
is.
matter
In 10 years,
that-
you can find something.
Yeah. No matter what it is or who you are, you're gonna get hired somewhere. So.
I mean, anyways. So this Kimberly said that the reason why Fatima was seeking a divorce from her husband is what caused him to just go off the rails, she said. Aziz did not take the news very well and was even more upset when the family moved out of the home and into a grapevine apartment. And she had only left, I think, like 2 months before this. So it was that very short little dangerous period of time. Okay.
That's just enough for her to think that
Yeah.
she's safe, though.
And
2
really
months,
there with her
nothing happened.
sister and her brother-in-law. You know, she probably felt safe, which was horrible. So John Mira, a friend of Aziz, had known him for about a year. They would drink, hang out at Gloria's. I don't know if any of my Dallas people, I love Gloria's.
I've heard of Glorious, but I've never been.
It's so good. It's Mexican food.
Oh.
So he is quoted saying he was always telling jokes. He never thought of him to do something like this. So we're getting really mixed messages on how people viewed him. And I feel like that's been a trend in cases lately.
It has actually.
Like they're so wishy-washy.
I think so.
People are like, oh, he's so great. And then some people are like, he was a complete psycho.
Well, double
I
lives.
think that people like
Yeah.
that present
Yeah.
2 sides. Yeah.
insane to see.
Exactly.
That's why I like doing the cases, I like putting everything together and see all of it. So anyways, this guy John had been through divorces before and said he had counseled him about his family problems, particularly his sister-in-law. Well, another friend, Mark, told police that Bob said, quote, his sister-in-law had control over his wife and children, and they would listen to her when she called him evil, ending quote.
I mean, was
No.
she wrong?
No, I don't think so at all. So, Mark, who was also from Iran, said that he spoke to Aziz shortly before Christmas. He said he was planning to attend the party hosted by his wife's sister and her husband, so he would have been there too.
Whoa.
Did she invite him?
Yeah, because I think it was a mutual friend.
Interesting.
Is what I'm gathering. So, Sarah, who was his niece, had told her boyfriend of the family's dislike for Aziz, and in the minutes before, she was texting with her boyfriend about her disappointment that her uncle was there dressed up as Santa Claus. Her final text read, "Now he wants to be all fatherly and win Father of the Year because he messed up before." Quote.
Wow.
So I guess he didn't like walk in and like shoot up the place. Like he walked in and was like trying to like be all very
Almost like make amends.
And I guess when he didn't get his answer and she didn't beg for him to come back. Wow. Okay.
That's like worse, I feel like.
Right? Oh, and also, according to the report, I found that the officers were not thrown off by the fact that 2 handguns were found at the scene, and one was in Muhammad's hand. Wow. So they did a test on him, and there was no evidence of gunpowder residue on his hands. So Bob had put the gun in Muhammad's hands.
Fucking
wow.
Wow.
Yeah, just to, they said, I mean, they didn't believe it for a second. Good, thankfully.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because science.
Exactly, an idiot. So one investigator wrote, with the completion of an initial brief examination, it was my opinion that the victims had been systematically executed. Another investigator wrote, all of the evidence would lead on to believe Aziz had been the lone shooter during this incident. And that's it. Aziz is a bad, bad, bad man.
Fuck you, Aziz. Not Aziz Ansari. I like Aziz
Yeah.
Ansari.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Bob Aziz. Bob Aziz.
Bob Aziz.
Bob Aziz. I hope they don't ever make like a pizza called Bob Aziz.
Bob, that's
Bob Aziz. Well,
terrible.
That
like,
was
way to ruin Christmas, man.
yeah, fucking Amanda. I'm kidding.
Here's my Christmas episode.
Thanks for bringing us down.
I feel like no matter how awkward your family gatherings get,
Not as bad as the Aziz.
this kind of puts it into perspective.
Okay, who's next?
Me. I have fire.
Oh.
Yeah. So
Lots of ooh in this episode.
I feel like we do that a lot.
It's okay. You know what? We're reactive, and that's great.
Because we're wonderful.
We're fan-fucking-tastic.
That's just
Yeah,
all I
we
can
are.
muster right now. Have you guys seen the full like range of various ice packs that I own now?
Yes.
You know what? I think that now every time like somebody brings up an ice pack, we should all just go, ooh.
Hey, okay, we're talking about fire now, not
Oh,
ice.
right. Sorry.
Okay.
Okay, so today I'm going to tell you guys about Lafayette Pioneer Cemetery. And Lafayette kind of sounds like the South, but we're not in the South today. We're still sticking with the PNW.
You swear?
Cool. What?
I said you swear.
I swear. I promise.
Okay.
Okay. So this cemetery is located in Lafayette, Oregon, which is, it's kind of weird though, because the maps, when you look at the maps, it says the cemetery, the address is in Dayton, Oregon. But when you like zoom out, the little pin drop is in Lafayette. So I'm going to say it's in Lafayette.
That's Southern Oregon.
It's actually only 32 miles southwest of Portland.
Okay.
So it's funny because you say Lafayette, so I think of Lafayette like, where is Lafayette actually?
I think that's Louisiana.
Yeah.
Louisiana?
Yeah, but then when you say Dayton, I think Dayton, Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
Yeah,
like-
same.
Around the world, around.
We have a bunch of towns like named all other cities. You know, even like Portland is, you know, Portland, Maine. So
Yeah.
So I actually paid a little visit to this cemetery because it's pretty close. It's only like 40 minutes away.
Oh my
so I
gosh.
had to go, of course, because like that's one of my favorite pastimes is
Of course
visiting
you did.
old cemetery.
I want to go.
It's really cool.
That sounds fun.
Yeah. I really love like old cemeteries. They're like beautiful. They're so peaceful because like not a lot of people go to them anymore
Right.
because, you know, probably all their relatives are in the cemetery as well. So So they're nice and quiet and peaceful, and I love them. I took a bunch of photos too, so I'll have to send them to you guys.
Sweet.
So sorry, I say a lot. It gets annoying.
We don't give a fuck, man. I say fuck a lot, and people are like, you cuss a lot. I'm like, so what? But we have the, fuck off. We have like the the uhs, the likes, the anyway, and then my like snapping my tongue or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, I don't care.
Deal with
I
it.
think somebody actually said that like we did a lot of shifting or key banging or whatever, and I was like, no, I don't use my keyboard, so they must be. They're hearing the crackle of the fire. It's fine.
They have a ghost.
Oh, yeah. Maybe.
It's the ghost. It's the ghost.
He's got a lot of work to get done.
Yeah. He's my typographer. So.
So this cemetery is really nice. It's up on a hilltop, so it has like a gorgeous view. There's a bunch of pretty trees, like those creepy old snarly trees.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's really pretty. And then it is kind of sad though, because it's a pretty run down cemetery, so it's not really taken care of. I guess they do like cut the grass, but that's pretty much it. They don't take care of the headstones or anything, so a lot of them have like fallen down and broken, and like a lot of them, most of them are illegible, like you can't really read them. It's really, really sad. Yeah, and I'm just wondering like how many unmarked graves there are there, because you can tell like there may have been a headstone in like one spot, but it's not really there anymore.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's kind of creepy. It gives a creepy vibe. There's actually like a little gated off section too, with like a creepy old like falling apart rusty wonky fence. I took a little video of it. It's really cool, so I'll send that to you guys as well.
Oh my gosh. Of course she did. Of course
I know.
she did.
I took so many pictures and stuff.
Love it.
So there are a few different legends surrounding this cemetery. One is that in the late 1800s, a man named Richard was convicted of murder and hung from the town's hanging tree, because that's something they had, was a hanging tree.
Good Lord.
Yeah, now it's torn down now, thank goodness. But
Yeah.
ew.
It's got some bad karma.
Right. Yeah, I wouldn't want that. Apparently it was like on someone's private property too, and they tore it down. So like, yeah, I wouldn't want that there either.
Ooh.
So apparently Richard's mother, Anna Marple, was at the execution, and she made a huge scene. I mean, who wouldn't be? Your son is being hung.
Yeah.
Apparently she was screaming at everyone that the town would burn down 3 times. Burn down.
And she was specific 3 times.
Yes.
Town's gonna burn down 3 times. Crazy.
3
I don't
times.
care for it.
Magic number.
Yeah.
No.
3rd time's the charm.
Yeah. So many people say that she was actually a witch putting a curse on the town.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah.
Yeah.
There is also some speculation that she was actually involved with the murder with her son, but there wasn't enough evidence to prove that.
Wow.
Okey doke.
The legend goes on to say that after that there have been 2 major fires already in the town, and that the 3rd one is supposed to completely burn down the entire town to ash, and it has yet to come.
Everyone move.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Get out of Lafayette.
Why are you still
immediately.
there?
It must be the Neiman Marcus that's sitting there.
Right.
I'm sorry. I am salty as fuck. So
You be salty.
yeah,
Shake that salt everywhere.
salt of the earth. No.
Yeah. So they have there have actually been several significant God damn it. There have actually been several significant fires in the town, which was very common back in the day. So like maybe her curse has already been fulfilled, because there have been like more than 3 major fires that burned down like several town buildings. None that have burned down the entire town yet though. So maybe, you know, her curse has been fulfilled, or maybe they're still waiting on the final like destructive fire. So we don't know, but I definitely don't wish that on the town.
Oh my gosh. Don't unpack
Yeah.
your boxes yet.
No, We do have a lot of fires in Oregon, so like it's a little bit of a touchy subject. So I don't wish the fires on anybody. Let's see. So she supposedly haunts this cemetery that we're talking about. Although she is not buried there, neither is her son. So I'm not quite sure why she would haunt the cemetery.
Yeah, that's a choice.
Yeah.
A weird
maybe
one.
it is.
A weird one.
So another legend around the cemetery is that there was a witch in the town and she was found out and like a bunch of townspeople beat her and hung her and then buried her in an unmarked grave in the cemetery.
Ooh.
Yeah. So now a lot of the things I was reading say that this story is just like another version of the Anna Marple story. You know, they thought she was a witch too. Both stories are kind of widely discredited by all the historians in the town. Although Richard and Anna were real people, they were Richard was actually convicted of the murder and hung for real. Like that's all in the history. Yeah. And everything else is said to be kind of made up, kind of urban legend.
Mythology.
But there is so many reports of paranormal activity at the cemetery. Like, I almost wonder if there are two different stories that people kind of like have merged together. And then like the townsfolk, like when the townsfolk beat and hung that woman accused of witchcraft, like that's an awful thing. Like maybe they wouldn't document that kind of thing, you know?
Probably not.
So yeah, and they wouldn't want to like dig it out of their past and say, hey, yeah, this did happen in the town. Like, ew, no one wants to hear that. So not really sure, but regardless of whether these stories are true or not, there's still some seriously creepy things that happen in the cemetery. And here are some of the accounts of the hauntings there.
Okay.
So people say they feel like an overwhelming sense of unwelcomeness when they step into the cemetery. Also inside that like rusty, creepy fence I was talking about, people kind of get the sense that they're being watched when they go inside there.
Ooh.
Yeah, super creepy.
No.
It's already creepy, like, and then you're gonna feel that like tingling feeling like someone's watching you. Oh,
Gotta put my feet back up.
it gets worse, Caitlyn.
Okay, good.
Just
good,
warning
good,
you.
good.
People commonly hear a woman laughing in the cemetery.
Fucking awesome.
No.
Yeah.
No. Mm-mm.
That's
I don't
my
know
jam
why.
right there.
No.
That's like the creepiest thing. I bet she's like cackling too.
I would cackle right back at her. I'd be like, what's so funny?
What you laughing at?
Oh my gosh.
They actually see I keep saying they, like some people actually report seeing an apparition of a woman like walking around through the headstones. There has been an EVP, which is an electronic voice phenomenon, caught of a woman saying run home.
Fucking shit. That's awesome.
It just overall sounds
Oh.
like pretty unwelcoming.
Yeah. Awesome.
Go home.
She's like, no. Have you guys, I hate to interrupt, but have you guys actually heard some fucking EVPs?
A lot of them.
Oh, they are so crazy and
They're the
creepy.
creepiest.
Yeah, I'll have to tell you about some of the ones that I've heard sometime, but they fucking them. So
Yeah.
I want to catch one. That's my goal. That's my whole goal of our podcast is to catch an EVP on the recording.
oh, you will. You will.
Well, you should be here right now then, shouldn't you?
I've heard some weird things, but I just always assume it's us making weird sounds.
Yeah.
You know what they say about assuming?
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly.
It's fine.
We were talking about right in between sessions here. I'm having more physical manifestations in this space currently.
Yeah.
So,
Poor Caitlyn.
Just remember they can't hurt you.
but if
They'll
they,
try to
if
scare
they can
you, but
open and close doors, are you sure?
Well, I had something throw plates out of my unopened cabinet just a couple of months ago.
Oh.
No.
Yeah.
Uh-uh.
Yeah. It's fine.
Oh my
It's
god.
fine.
Did they
It was
break?
one of them did. It was a lot of it has to do with like your emotions. Sometimes that can actually be a magnet to spirits.
Oh,
So,
good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Control
It
those
freaked-
emotions.
You know,
Caitlin.
it freaked me out at the time. Really though, like if you get used to it after a while, it's not a big deal. So
She will never get used to it. There's no way.
yeah. Well, you scratch their back, they'll scratch yours. So
Oh, thank you.
no, thank you.
I just picture Caitlin walking around like this. Am I getting it? You're back?
I love that. Okay.
Right.
Okay, well, are you ready for some more creepy shit about
Yes.
this cemetery?
I'm living for it.
So some people have said that they have actually been ran out of the grounds, saying that something was chasing them out.
You don't gotta chase
They ended
me.
up having, yeah, they ended up having scratches on their back, like unexplainable. Like they didn't do it, their friends didn't do it. Like, yeah. And then some people like have taken their dogs up there and they are growling at like unseen things, which is like pretty typical for animals to see things that we can't.
Is it?
That makes sense.
Is that why my dog stares into the distance?
Yes. Yes. 100%.
It's fine. This is fine.
So I have a couple of stories from people who have been there, and they wrote into hauntedoregonhouses.com and they like commented on their story about this place, some of their personal experiences. So I'm going to read them directly from the website oregonhauntedhouses.com.
Okay.
So, and these are all people, they don't have like their names on the comments. So this one says, my girlfriend and I came here Friday the 13th. Ooh.
Why are you
About
doing
9:45.
this?
Right? The other one's kind of the same way. Okay. So they came here Friday the 13th about 9:45 p.m. We immediately heard a lady laughing hysterically, but we thought it could have been a party in the neighborhood nearby. It's no.
Wow.
My girlfriend's camera refused to take a picture of what appears to be a flagpole. I remember seeing I mean, I guess it's possible. It would flash but not take a picture. We could move and try to take a picture. Sorry, these people don't write the way I do, so it's hard to read.
It's totally fine.
We would start taking pictures of something else and it would take pictures like nothing happened. So I guess they were like moving away from the flagpole, taking a picture, and it would work, but back at the flagpole and it wouldn't work, basically.
Oh.
So it'd skip over the flagpole completely.
Yeah, which is weird. Like maybe something was standing there. Ugh.
Ooh.
Try to take a picture where it was having issues and nothing. So they went back to the flagpole, nothing happened. Afterwards, we stopped in areas of the nearby neighborhood to see if we could hear a lady laughing, and we couldn't hear a dang thing. There was
Damn.
no party.
No, and she doesn't want her picture taken. Okay.
Don't take my picture.
No
Damn.
pictures, please.
Not from that angle.
Also, when we went to sleep that night, I had terrible dreams that I can't remember a thing about. I just remember waking up with my heart pounding all night. Other than that, nothing truly terrifying happened. Okay, that is terrifying, all of that.
Just that little thing.
It just those couple of things. It's fine.
But maybe he just had heart palpitations because he drank too much caffeine the night before.
I mean, I guess.
No, it was a ghost. It was a ghost.
Okay, so there is a second story. Drove there an hour away. Gosh, I can't even. Drove an hour away to come here at 3 a.m.
3 a.m.
What is your life?
Right.
Oy.
We
3
barely
a.m.
made it through the entrance before hearing a woman laugh again with the laughter. Ugh.
No.
It's 3 a.m. No one would be there laughing. You are correct.
This ain't a comedy special.
I want
Maybe
to go
that's
to
what's
this
going on.
place. Oh, I want to
What?
go to this place. I want to go to this place.
Oh, yeah. It's really cool. So I suddenly felt my chest get super tight, almost hard to breathe. I am really susceptible to ghosts and spirits. I don't know why, but I've always been sensitive to the other side. When my chest got tight, I knew that my guardian angel or friendly spirit was trying to rip me back not to go in. So her guardian, she felt like, was holding her back.
Oh, wow.
I don't know if this is a male or female, actually. I just, I don't know why I said that. So anyway, where was I? Okay, so back to this person whose guardian angel is like trying to hold them back from going into the cemetery. They go on to say, I could have swore I heard a voice in my head say don't, and I fucking left. Good job, you listened.
one.
Yeah,
wow.
good for you.
That never happens. So we ran back to the car, and when I was running, I could almost feel someone right behind me breathing on me.
No.
Ugh.
No.
I can't. Not with that.
Mm-mm. Nope.
Whoever that witch is, she knew I was sensitive to spirits and wanted to mess with me hard. I'm glad I got out of there while I had the chance. Oh, yeah, I'm glad she did get out.
I would freak out if somebody breathed on me just because, COVID.
That's true. She wasn't wearing a mask.
Yeah.
Well, and it's a sensory thing too with
Yeah.
ADHD, I think. We got some weird stuff.
I think the only person I would like breathing on me is probably nobody, actually. Yeah.
Yourself?
Oh, I was gonna say Bradley Cooper.
No, I was actually gonna say my husband, but
No, that'll make me mad.
Oh.
Don't breathe on me.
Away from me.
Even if my kids breathe on me, I get mad.
Yeah, no, it's gross. I mean, I was trying to come up with something that we could all agree on, but stay away, Bradley.
You know what I wouldn't mind breathing on me is the air that happens before it rains. I'm cool with that.
Well,
That was so poetic.
you should be here.
Thank you. Sometimes I'm not so fucking dumb.
Definitely you should come here. We have rain and cemeteries.
I know.
And more rain.
I want that. I want all the rain. I do. And everybody's like, ew, you want rain and snow and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, I fucking hate hot.
I do too.
We don't
I'm
get
right
that
there
much
with you.
snow.
Yeah.
But I'll take the rain, though. And then they're like, and you were born in Texas? And I'm like,
No.
yeah, unfortunately.
Think of
like,
it.
That's why we hate the heat. It's because it's so hot.
yeah, dude,
Really
it gets sometimes it gets 110.
Yeah.
So,
gross.
yeah.
Oh.
I've been to Dallas and not like in the high heat of summer, but I was like, why is it like this?
It's
why
humid.
Why is it
do
balmy?
you do this?
Yeah. So we had a winter storm in February, and I'm sure the rest of the world was like, oh yeah, that's another day in Maine. And I'm just sitting here like,
Court, we lost you there for a second.
I was saying that we had a winter storm in February of 2021, and it was like, people were like, oh yeah, it's like another day in like anywhere else but Texas. But
Yeah.
But we had a 138 car pile up, so I mean that just goes.
My God.
Yeah, I mean it was very unfortunate because people actually died.
Yeah.
And,
No, it was horrible.
no.
I mean, it was catastrophic.
yeah.
It's because so
But
many
I mean
people
that just
have
goes to
power.
show you that so we were out. A lot of people were without power. But that just goes to show you that Texas was not prepared or used to that kind of thing. And I want to move somewhere where they are used to that kind of thing because I like it. I like the winter rain. And
It rains a lot here, but no one that lives here is used to it when you're on the freeway. You should know that going in.
oh, I would love it. I'd be like, take me. So,
Gosh. Okay. Well, do you guys want me to finish up?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I keep interrupting.
No, it's okay. I don't care. So I went there and I didn't feel anything or hear anything strange when I was there. I guess I feel like I'm not very sensitive to that stuff. Like maybe if I was alone, really focusing, maybe I could feel something, but I didn't. But when I was home actually last night, sitting in my living room, just watching TV, I had this random thought hey, I didn't check Google reviews for the cemetery, because usually for my haunts, I like to check out reviews because people write some really funny stuff in the reviews or some personal experiences sometimes.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, I need to go check Google reviews for the story tomorrow. So that's, I wrote this all down. I lost my spot. So yeah, that just randomly popped in my head. So I go on my phone, I'm going through the Google reviews, and most of them said yeah, it's haunted, it's creepy, blah, blah, blah. Nothing crazy, except for this one review that just said it was 5 stars, and the only thing it said was, did you see her behind the tombstone?
What?
And as I was reading this comment, these logs that we have stacked next to the fireplace, they shifted a little bit and made this crackling sound. And I was I almost had a freaking heart attack. I was what the fuck was that? Oh my God, as I'm reading this creepy ass review. And then I realized those logs are by the fireplace. This whole thing is about fire, kind of. Is this her saying no, this isn't bullshit, this is real?
Oh no.
I'm gonna fuck with your fire logs.
No.
She was like, hi.
So creepy. So as I was thinking that, I had taken a screenshot of the review so I could remember it. And as I was thinking is she trying to tell me something? Is this real? I'm looking at the screenshot, and I took it at 11:11. Come on.
Stop it.
Fucking
If these
A.
aren't just fucking coincidences after coincidences, it blew my mind.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and I have the screenshot. I can send that to you guys as well.
Right.
Oh man.
So weird, right?
11:11. I love 11:11 too.
Me too.
Wait, isn't it just past 11:11 where you guys are at now?
Oh, it is.
Yeah, it's 11. It's 11:13.
Ooh.
So you were still speaking about 11:11.
Oh my God, did
were.
I say 11:11 when it was 11:11? Oh my God.
I
crazy.
mean, I figured you guys would come to that conclusion.
Ooh,
We're running out of time.
Yes, we are.
I'm done.
Okay, well, let me pull out the tarot manual because we can. I think we can very quickly draw some conclusions.
Oakley dokely.
Okay, so our 7 of Cups from the little book, I'll just do that because it's a really short interpretation. Love, spiritual wisdom, money, success, power. It seems like all the treasures are just out there waiting for you to grab. That's the first half. Is that what kind of rang a bell for you, Courtney, with my case? You called it. You clocked it immediately.
Yep. It was that, and then the fact that it said somebody, it was I think you said somebody's head was in their cloud or in the clouds, and it was your case, the person in your case.
Yeah. You're dreaming
So.
so big that you're in the clouds and totally out of touch with reality. It's
Also,
time
the
to...
Aziz guy.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was saying also the Aziz guy.
Oh, yeah. It says, it's time to step back down to earth, and do the hard work required to be mentally healthy. Only then can those big dreams become attainable.
Wow. And you said this was cups.
Yes, this is 7 of Cups.
Okay. So I know cups is also a water
Yes.
thing. So there's that. And then mental health would be both air and fire because you've got the balance. Does that make sense?
I've got some more air for you here, too. This definitely makes me think of trying to grab something out of thin air. I'll just read the second half of this. So it talks about some attainment in these degrees. So kind of all of the things we've already looked at with this card, but nothing permanent or substantial is suggested.
Wow. That's very air.
Wow.
Yeah. I think that's about as air as a tarot card can be.
Oh, man.
Wow. Cool.
All right. Well, Amanda,
Is it my turn?
let's do an ending quote, your trademark.
All right. So the quote for today is, even before Christmas has said hello, it's saying bye bye.
I know I know who did this.
Who is it?
Harry Potter.
Oh, so close, but no.
Who do y'all think it is?
Is it in sync? Bye.
It's so funny because I was thinking the exact same thing.
Wait, is Bye Bye, is that the Backstreet Boys or is that in sync?
That's
Did
NSYNC.
That's insane.
Okay. Wow.
But
Okay.
you see, he
You good.
spells it B-U-Y. Bye. You get it?
Oh.
It's kind of like a little dad joke in there.
I know where you got this. You got this from a dad jokes book.
Pretty much. That's what it seems like. This is Robert Paul.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was very close when I said Harry Potter.
Yes. Very.
So
We were not close.
no, y'all are really close.
So close and yet so far.
Let's plug our pod thingies. Yeah. Yeah. Basically, guys, we're sharing an episode, so you can find Nefarious Nightmare at www.anefariousnightmare.com, which has our link tree in there, which is also linktree/a Nefarious Nightmare podcast. We have an Instagram and Twitter and Facebook and all that, so I'm sure if you just search a Nefarious Nightmare. Also, you can find us on all the podcast platforms. So that's for a Nefarious Nightmare. What about PNW Haunts and Homicides?
We will boldly throw our link tree into the show notes so that you can find us on all of the things, all of the places,
Yeah.
all of the platforms.
Oh, can I throw in one thing real quick?
Yeah.
Everybody just go help Justin. Wow. I'm still on the Justin Barnard case. I'm sorry. Go help Jason Vukovich. You know, he's due to be getting out of prison at some point, you know, and we are definitely heavily advocating for his release because he in his own way was a victim and all of that. So, you know, we'll throw all of that shit in the show notes. So, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
All right.
anything else, guys?
Do we need to Don't Be a Richard?
Oh, yeah. We got to sign off, don't
Yeah,
we?
we do.
Sign-offs.
All right. So,
Who's first?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Ours is just have a creepy ass day. See you next Tuesday. And yours is
Okay, so
You guys go first.
we'll do y'all's
Okay.
and y'all do ours.
okay.
Okay.
It's whoever's comfortable with saying "don't be a dick" and whoever's comfortable with saying "and wear deodorant."
Okay. Cassie, what do you want me to do, the deodorant or the dick?
I'll do the dick. I like
Yeah,
dicks.
you like dicks.
I'm gonna keep that
Yeah.
in.
Can we
Go for it.
Can you send it to us too? Because we'd really like to include that as like a little snippet of some sort.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Posterity.
Just put it out there in more places.
I think dicks are cool. So yeah, let's do it.
They're not they're not much to look at, but you know.
True.
Don't be a dick.
Wear deodorant.
Have a creepy ass day.
And see you next Tuesday.
Yay!
Bye.